All right, great to have you along. 13 minutes away from 9. One of the guests that I'm going to introduce you to just said urinating where just before the camera came on. That is quite unfair. It would have really stumped Rawdon, actually. But for me, I can talk through it. All right, some things just never die, and thank God for it, like Star Trek. It started as a TV series in the 1960s, became a cult. It became a cartoon, and then there were 10 feature films about the future. This year, it returns to the big screen in the form of a prequel, a film about the past, telling the early story of Spock and friends. We're joined now by two of the new Star Trek stars, Karl Urban and Cho. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Paul.
Now, you have just got off a more traditional form of transport, haven't you?
Yeah, we just flew in from Sydney last night, so we're a little jaded. But I must say it's so good to be home.
Really?
So good to, I mean, Australian premiere was fun, but I think since the loss of the Rugby League World Cup, the Australians have lost their sense of humour. You used to be able to joke with them about the fact that they're all descended from criminals. Now, it just doesn't go down so well.
Right,
you know, when you top them
you've
with
been away a long time.
Yeah. You know, they're used to not having the Bledisloe and the Tri-Nations, but the Rugby League World Cup was a step too far. I think we should just give it back.
No, I think it's a very bad suggestion. John, you play Sulu.
Yes, sir.
Were you tempted to, do you say that just normally, sir, or is it because you're used to saying that on set that you call people sir?
Sorry, urinating where?
Were you tempted to go up on your flight over, go to the pilot and say, look, quite frankly, you're barely at warp factor 1?
Always. I do many, I'm a jack of all trades, and I could have flown that thing if I wanted to. Better than an Aussie.
You guys, both of you, are younger than me, and I was there. I suppose I am the generation most affected by the original Star Trek series on television. Do you both remember sitting down and watching the TV series?
Yes. Absolutely. I remember watching it as a kid, Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock. So, you know, for me, to get given the opportunity to take on such an iconic role was not only a little bit daunting, but one that it was also incredibly exciting.
And he is... And I don't mean any disrespect to Sulu, who you play, John, but McCoy, Bones, the Doctor, I mean, he is a really interesting character. He didn't want to be on the Starship Enterprise. He's like a hokey downtown doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that was the thing that appealed to me so much about the character. Is that here's this cantankerous, rough, irascible, absolutely appalling bedside manner doctor, yet beneath that he has an absolute heart of gold. And he is altruistic, humane, morally centred, and he is so loyal, he'll do anything for his friends. You know, you judge the character on by what he does and not his poor manner.
Did you feel, Karl, that it was really important to honour the character that really, you know, that you're playing, to honour the original?
You mean honour the work of DeForest Kelley? Yeah, in some way, you know, I felt as a long-term fan that I'd feel kind of a little bit shortchanged if I went there and didn't see some sort of semblance of some essence of what he did, of what Mr. Kelley did so brilliantly for 40 years. I wanted to see a little bit of continuity, so it was just about sort of picking a few elements of that and sort of injecting them into, you know, sort of a fresh interpretation.
You know, John, you've had the opportunity to talk to George, who played the original Sulu, who actually was one of your, to a degree, one of your idols as you were growing up and wanting to go into acting.
Yeah, you asked whether I was a fan of the original series, and for me, as a kid, I wasn't a big Trekkie, but I really clocked George on television and noted him because there were so few Asians on television at the time that were doing things that I could be proud of. There were so many stereotypical representations, but George and Star Trek was such an exception. It made a very, very deep impression on me, so I was very honored to be connected to that legacy.
It was a trailblazing series, wasn't it?
Yes,
there were so many firsts in it. I mean, Lieutenant Uhura, first black woman on television to take a leading role.
Well, not only the first black woman, the first interracial kiss on American television.
See, how cool is that? Now, this is very tricky. You are making the original, if you like. This show, you guys are younger, but you're playing the original characters. You're on the maiden voyage of the USS Starship Enterprise. So it's the same as the TV series. The actual interior, is it?
Well, it's an updated version.
How can it be updated? Because it's earlier.
Well, because it's essentially like high definition. It's like, you know, we've taken, you know, we've done away with the cardboard sets and stuff, and when you see the bridge of the Enterprise, there's like more plasmas than an old
But there were no plasmas or LEDs?
No, well, that's the funny thing. When I showed the original show to my son, Hunter, Hey Hunter, Indy. When I showed the original
Hey,
show to my son, he was pissing himself with laughter because he's, look, Dad, look, there's posters on the bridge of the Enterprise instead of star systems. They can't afford plasmas. But on this.
But is that going to be okay for absolute hard-nosed Trekkies? Because they're going to see, because you are the young guys.
Yeah.
So it is obviously earlier than the TV series, and yet you've got things that those guys could never dream of having.
I think that's when you see the film, all that's completely irrelevant. You just get swept along.
It's been designed so that people that know nothing about Star Trek will still love this yarn.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. JJ's been, very upfront about the fact that he didn't make a film for Star Trek fans per se. He made a film for fans of film.
Yeah.
And the idea is to just broaden the audience and bring everybody in.
Are you worried that there's going to be a lot of expectation on you guys from hard-nosed Trekkies? I mean, I see you as a little bit like the obstacle that Peter Jackson has making Lord of the Rings. There were a lot of Tolkienites who wanted to make sure he got it right. There is a lot of pressure on you guys to get it right.
Well, we did update the Enterprise and everything else, but having said that, it did feel like from the top to bottom that everyone was really concerned with balancing two objectives. One was to inject some new spirit into the franchise, but also everyone was very careful to honor the original spirit, and I saw that in just about every aspect of production.
Okay.
So I hope they're happy.
Okay, just very, very quickly, John on cameras over there and me were discussing this before. The original mission of the Starship Enterprise was 5 years. It was on a 5-year mission. You're at the launch of this. The series ran for a long time. Where are you in terms of the 5-year mission?
I think we were right at the beginning of it.
So it is still only 5 years.
It's an ongoing mission.
Yeah. Because there's an issue there, isn't it? It's a bit iffy. It's a bit iffy, Carl.
You know your Star Trek.
If you don't mind.
They if you notice that sort of, space, the final frontier, they took out the 5-year and put ongoing in.
Did they just? Yeah, it's like religion. We just alter it as we go along. So you were right, John. It's a bit iffy. Now, I've just got this for you.
Did you just take down religion? I just want to apologise for the facial hair. I know that it's...
Don't go there.
Yeah, okay,
don't go there, Carl. What's the facial hair bit?
It's my bag.
No. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Urinating where?
Don't.
Sorry.
You're playing a character who's just urinated on television, I've been told.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, let me just read this to you very quickly, Carl. Sorry, John, this is just for Carl. I was emailing you because I found out this morning Karl Urban is appearing on Breakfast, and I absolutely screamed when I heard it. I love him so much. He is my favourite actor, and he's a Kiwi, so it's even better. I couldn't believe that he's in New Zealand. He's such a hottie. I love his movies. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to miss out. I love Karl Urban so much. I'm his biggest fan ever. I really hope I meet him one day. But just thinking that he's going to be on Breakfast just makes me so excited and jealous at the same time. Please, 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 can you get a autograph for me? I'll pay for the postage. Please, I'm begging you. I love him so much. I'm his biggest fan.
All right.
Signed, George.
What's the name? How could you refuse that? No, I'm not going to do it.
She's got her address and everything there.
Michelle.
Right.
All right.
She lives in Darfield, so they don't have electricity yet there, so she won't be able to watch the movie.
Darfield?
It's nowhere you've ever been. It's it's a world far away. In another galaxy.
All right, we can do that.
All right, Karl Urban, John Cho, thank you both very much for joining us.
Thank you, Paul. Much appreciated.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Hugely
Good to see you.
entertaining.
Try not to urinate on television.
I'm sure he'll restrain himself.
New Zealand premiere tonight.